And we should be live. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Big Donch Show. Today, we're going to be recapping the Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney fight last night. Wow, unbelievable. I did the live stream for that fight. I just want to say thanks to everybody who was watching that fight. That fight was so amazing. Everybody who watched that live stream with me, I had over 1,000 viewers. That was the most ever on a live stream I had. It was such a fun night, such a crazy fight. You know, that's why I love boxing. That's why I love boxing. Being able to just see fighters do that the way Ryan Garcia did that. Upset Devin Haney. It's just incredible to see boxing like that. So let's recap the night. The card itself, pretty weak. I mean, we saw the crazy, terrible robbery of Barboza Jr. versus McComb last night. McComb probably won by 3 or 4 rounds, and he ends up losing the fight. It was unbelievable. One of the judges scored at 98-92 in his favor, and then he ends up losing the fight. I mean, how does that even happen? It's crazy. We all know how boxing works. We all know how boxing works, but that's unbelievable. It's not going to get as much attention because he's not a popular fighter, and you know, obviously it was not the main event. But the fact that boxing's like that, he clearly lost. It is what it is. It just sucks that boxing's like that. To this day, we still got to put up with it, but it always is going to be like that. I'm surprised they got the decision right yesterday. To be honest, though, with the Garcia versus Haney fight, I thought it was going to be a draw. And not saying that it should have been a draw. I think Ryan Garcia did enough to win. But knowing how judges were, you know, Devin Haney being the champ, him being in a big promotional team, having a lot of influence on this fight last night, I could have seen that happen to being in a draw because we saw, of course, Devin Haney got knocked down 3 times, so that's minus 3 points for him. But at the same time, Devin Haney won a couple rounds off points, and Ryan Garcia got a point deducted. So I thought that maybe we'd see a draw. I wouldn't have been happy with the draw, but I wouldn't have been surprised, is what I'm trying to say. I commented on Instagram yesterday before the decision even came out. I right when the fight ended, I went to Instagram and I said, don't be surprised that if it's a draw. Don't blame me. I just think it could be a draw. And bunch of people commented saying I was dumb and all. I'm not saying I think it deserved to be a draw. I just said it could be. And what happens is the first judge that was announced literally scored it a draw. So obviously I was right that it was on pace to become a draw. Thankfully it wasn't. Garcia won. He definitely deserved it. He definitely deserved it. What is that, bro? What's up, man? He's up in the live stream. One of my biggest supporters on this channel. What's a good name for me to call you? Because what is that, bruh? I mean, that's a long name and also not really a name. Cool username, but what's a good thing for me to call you? What's your name or something like that? So I'm glad you could actually catch a live stream, though. Definitely glad you catch a live stream. Let me know what you think of the fight last night. That's why I'm just recapping, really. I don't really have a big structure to this show, unlike others. Just recapping this fight. Ryan Garcia came into this fight crazy. We didn't know what the heck was going on. I still don't know if it was just part of the promotion, him trying to promote the fight, or if he actually like that. The fact that he missed weight and drank a beer like that and just showed that he said that he's an alcoholic and all. It's hard for me to believe that he really he was not serious, as I'm trying to say, with this craziness that he was doing. But it worked. Whatever he did, it worked. He definitely promoted the fight. Pay-per-view numbers didn't come out yet that I know of. Let's see if the Haney versus Garcia pay-per-view buys came out yet. I didn't think it would do much, to be honest. And nothing yet, I don't see. I didn't think this fight would do much because of streaming and everything like that. But, you know, I'd say around 350 to 400,000 pay-per-view buys. I don't think it was announced yet, but I'm sure it'll be announced tomorrow or sometime early this week. And, you know, maybe we'll see that. Okay, just call me Q-Tip because my coach calls me that, and the fight last night was absolutely insane. All right, what's up, Q-Tip? Yeah, last night was crazy. From the jump, first round, Ryan Garcia shakes Devin Haney. We never saw Devin Haney like that. We kind of did. But I guess it was against Linares. But we didn't see that early like that. We didn't expect that. We were not expecting that. We thought it would just be a little, touch-up round just to get comfortable. And Ryan Garcia comes right off the rip. Think about Ryan Garcia last night. He went out in bursts. Like, he'd lose a couple rounds, let Devin Haney land a couple punches on him, and then he just had like 5 or 10 seconds where he just throws a bunch of combos. And 3 of those combos that in bursts that he had knocked out Devin Haney. The fight was mind-blowing. It was. There's really not much else for me to say other than the fact that I was just so surprised to see that happen. I didn't think Ryan Garcia was going to win. I was rooting for Ryan Garcia. I really wish he did win, which he did, but I was rooting for him. I just thought, the only way his chance would have won is if he stopped Devin Haney with a left hook. He almost did. I'm surprised. I thought Devin Haney was going to lose like that off a stoppage. I thought that first knockdown, when he was on the ground, face planted, he looked like he was struggling to get up. I thought that it was going to be stopped. I feel like Harvey Dock, the referee, also, he was trying to save Devin Haney a lot. He's trying to save him with the clinching and all. You got to deduct a point eventually when you're just trying to hold and things like that. Harvey was really trying to save Devin Haney, as we could all see that. Ryan Garcia punched in the back of the head. That's deserving of a point, I believe so. You know what I mean? I don't think that anybody should get away with smoking somebody in the back of the head. It's just not right. That's how people get seriously injured in boxing. So Harvey Dock could be a little better. The judges, though, I think it was the right decision with Ryan Garcia winning. I'm just trying to think of last night. It was so late. I went to bed at 2:30. The fact that these fights go so long, it's crazy, man. I love boxing, I really do, but I hate staying up at 1:30 at night, 2 o'clock at night to watch fights, dude. It sucks. And this was on the East Coast, so, this fight last night was later than majority of the fights on the West Coast. In Brooklyn, this fight was last night. I wish the main event came on around like 10, 10:30. Because then everything's wrapped up by midnight. That'll be so much better. And then, you look at on the West Coast then, 3 hours behind. If it starts at 10:30 on the East Coast, well, it starts at 7:30 on the West Coast. That's still a good time. That's still prime time, 7:30 on the West Coast. They got everything wrapped up by 12. That'll be such good. That'll be so fun. That'll be so much better instead of staying up. Such a fun live stream last night. I appreciate everybody watching. Got a lot of subscribers, a lot of people commenting, had over 1,000 viewers. Okay, at one point I had over 40 people just watching at the same time, which is definitely cool. I definitely have a lot of fights coming up in the future, which I'm going to live stream also. I'm going to look up my schedule. So that fight we just saw last night. I think the next big fight could be Kambosos versus Loma. Let me look. No, it's actually Canelo versus Jaime Munguia. That's right. That's May 4th, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Canelo versus Jaime Munguia, 12 rounds for Alvarez's super middleweight undisputed championship. So I'm definitely excited for that. I'm sure we all are. Even though this isn't the fight we won it with Canelo, we won it Canelo versus Benavidez, and we still want that. That's still a fight we want to see. Anytime Canelo's in the ring, I'm excited, and I'm tuning in. Even though I want it to be against Benavidez, I just really wish... even though I want it against Benavidez, I'm just glad that Canelo's actually in the ring. So I'm looking at the live stream now. I see the font, the text, the chat, which I like. I like having the text on here. We have Q-Tip's text though still on there. I gotta figure a way not to have that there. Only reason why is because it just doesn't make it look as good. But I'll figure that out after. I don't really care. Sorry I mentioned that. I just have to say, I'm looking at the live stream now. I have the font, the text still doesn't go away. I gotta figure out how to do that. I thought my setup for my live stream is pretty good though still too. I have the Big Donch Show at the bottom. Have my background here, which it needs some work. I'm sure we could agree. It's a little blank. I can't wait to get my silver play button one day. 100,000 subscribers. Going right there, I'll put the plaque or somewhere. I do gotta fill this up a bit. I wish the wall wasn't white. It would be nice if it was like navy blue or something like back at my parents' house. Let's see what else though is on the schedule for the fights coming up. So we have the Canelo fight on May 4th, then May 6th, that same week on a Tuesday, which I get it, they do stuff different in Japan. But it sucks for people like me because, you know, we're on the East Coast of America. We got to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to catch a fight like this. Naoya Inoue versus Luis Neri, 12 rounds for Inoue's junior featherweight undisputed championship, so he's defending that. I think Inoue is the pound-for-pound best boxer in the world right now, so that's a great fight. I wake up for work around 6:15, and I go in for work at 8. I remember in the summer when Inoue faced Fulton, I went in for work for 9 o'clock, and I was still able to catch the fight. That fight came on around 7:30, I think I remember. Or, yeah, 7:38, and I was actually able to watch the full fight. Believe it or not, even though it ended short, thankfully it ended short. So I'm not going to really wake up, I'd say, for this fight. I'll figure out what time the ring walk is, and then I'll go off that. But I got to get my sleep. I got to get my 8 hours. Well, lately I've been getting like 7, but as you can see now, when you're an amateur boxer like me, I've been training so much, dude. I've been training like 3 to 4 hours a day. You need your energy. You need your calories. You need your sleep. You get tired quick. May 11th, we have Vasily Lomachenko versus George Kambosos Jr., 12 rounds for the vacant IBF lightweight title. I still don't know if it's going to be the IBO title on the line, too. Not a recognized belt, but you know, still an accolade. I think Lomachenko wins that fight, so I'll be doing a live stream for that as well. May 18th, the most important one. I'm so excited for Usyk versus Tyson Fury, 12 rounds for the undisputed heavyweight championship. So excited for that. That's going to be during the day. The thing I like about fights that happen in the East, like in Europe and all, is they have good times. Usually like 4 or 5, which is nice. Which kind of could suck if you have something to do on a Saturday. I guess still might be a little too early. But, you know, at least you don't have to stay up so late for him. I think Fury beats Usyk. I do. Excuse me. I think Fury's the better boxer, but anything can happen. It's still 50-50. If Usyk does win, I won't be surprised, depending on how he wins. If he knocks out Tyson Fury, well, then I'll be surprised. If he wins by a decision, well, then, you know, good on Usyk, because I can definitely see that happening. Tyson, I don't think it's going to be a stoppage, to be honest. I don't see that fight being a stoppage. I think I see that fight going to the cards, if I'm being honest with you. I don't think Usyk could stop Fury, and Fury could stop Usyk, but, you know, I don't think that'll happen. Maybe we'll see a knockdown. If it'll be a knockdown, it'll be Fury knocking down Usyk. But Fury does bad against short fighters. Even though he's undefeated, he still does pretty bad against short fighters. So I'm curious how that's going to go. His sparring needs to be top-notch, needs to be 100% in camp. We'll go from there. Obviously, Tyson Fury is my favorite boxer right now, my favorite current boxer, even though he gets me mad a lot with all this stuff he's been doing. But he's locked in. He's fighting Alexander Usyk, and you got to go from there. So I'm rooting for him. May 25th, we have Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall. I rooted for Josh Taylor so much, dude. Like, excuse me. Oh, jeez, man. Bad news. Well, I'm really sorry to hear about that, dude. All seriousness, sorry about the passing of your aunt. Yeah, I'm just sorry to hear that, dude. I know you mentioned that in another live stream that you were going to fight for her, and you still could. You know, you still fight for her. Keep it going, dude. You know what I mean? She's still watching. So, still keep going, though. That's good that for you to actually still want to fight. The fact that you have a mission like that, you have a heart like that to actually do stuff like that, raise money. You might not have, you know, you can still raise money for cancer in general, for other people with cancer. You can still raise money for people for that cause. You know, keep going, dude. But like I said, I'm sorry to hear about that. Seriously. But, you know, like you said, you still want to fight for her. That's great news to hear. I wish you the best of luck. And, you know, like I said with you, man, you're one of my biggest supporters on this YouTube. I really appreciate all the stuff you do, all the time you comment and all. So make sure to still keep in touch with what you do with your amateur career. I don't know if you had a fight yet. Did you have a fight yet? You can also follow me on Instagram, Big Donch. You can always hit me up on there. I message my followers all the time. I was just messaging one of my followers today, giving him some tips about amateur boxing. He was trying to set up a fight. He's new to USA Boxing, so I was talking to him. So I always talk to my followers. We also have a group chat, so if you want to follow me on there, I'll be glad to add you to our group chat. Pretty fun group chat we have. And then the last fight on the schedule was Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev. That's going to be a good card too in Saudi Arabia. I don't like the Saudi Arabia fights. They're really boring environment. I wish they were, if they would be promoted, funded by Saudi Arabia, fine. But could just not be in Saudi Arabia. Like, I know that's the reality of that happening is not really possible, but the audience, the crowd in Saudi Arabia is so boring. It's just so lifeless. You see the knockouts happen, it's just like, okay, the commentators are just the only ones excited. So I just wish that they did something about the crowd, because people say they don't care about the environment or the atmosphere of a fight. I do, because it makes it so much more enjoying. When you're watching on TV and you have the crowd chanting, let me tell you this, the best crowds are European crowds. Like, when a fight's in Wembley, those crowds are amazing. When they're in those little tiny dance halls, the crowds are amazing. Even in Brooklyn and New York, like Madison Square Garden, when fights are there, the crowd's great there too. In America, last night the crowd was pretty big in Brooklyn. I remember watching the Katie Taylor fight versus Amanda Serrano in Madison Square Garden. That crowd was amazing. So we have our moments in America too, but I feel like the best crowds, best atmospheres are in United Kingdom. But other than that, I don't know, man. I'm probably going to end the live stream. I just want to recap the Garcia versus Haney fight. That fight was such a good fight, such an exciting fight. Happy Ryan won. We don't know what's next for Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia. I'm going to actually be making videos this week doing a what's next for Devin Haney and a what's next for Ryan Garcia, where I'll go more in depth in it. I like to see Ryan Garcia bump up again. Actually try to fight a welterweight. I feel like that'll be a good weight class for him. And Devin Haney, I feel like 140 is a little too small for him as well. We'll see what happens. I think he's still a champ because obviously Ryan Garcia missed weight. So WBC needs to have those fees, I guess. They gotta have, because when you're a champion, you have to pay fees for the belt, which kind of sucks. It's stupid. That's how the WBC makes their money. So they gotta give it a champ. If it's just up in the air and empty, well, WBC's not making much money. So, business move, I guess you could say. Appreciate everybody watching. Make sure to subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the Ryan Garcia fight. I'm out, guys. Peace.